Hi everybody. Welcome to today's video.
Just before we hop into the video, meet some great fine men in my life. The first one is my husband, Pastor Phil Peck. He is a great leader and a great covering over our family. He prays for us. He's always giving us direction, guidance, and leadership, and we always praise the Lord for him. Also, I would like to introduce our honor pastor, our leader also, and our spiritual covering. His name is Pastor Clint Ross, and he gives us divine direction. He gives us strategy. He prays for us, and he is our spiritual protection and cover. And it is through his teaching that this far that we have come. We give God all the glory for these great leaders in my life.
Today's video is about what do you do when the tax auction is over?
After the whole bidding process, like the auction is complete, there are some very important steps. They are time critical and they are legal. So you have to make sure that you hit all those milestones within the time to avoid the risk of losing the money that you put up in your bid, and to also to avoid the risk of losing the unit which you won in the tax bid, and then but because of some legal technicalities, then you end up losing it as well. So that's what we're going to talk about going forward.
Ask yourself, did I win any bids? If yes, you need to check your email for your invoice from the county commissioner showing how much money you owe.
So whenever you're checking your email, make sure it's the official email so that nobody's trying to scam you or anything like that. Check in the email that you use to register. So like mine says, online commissioner sale official receipt. And the details say that for further information regarding payment, redemptions, etc., please call the auditor's tax sale department, and the number is right there. Your last email from me with your correct bidder number is your official receipt. So whenever I click here to check the official receipt, it does say Commissioner's Tax Sale, Commissioner Tax Certificate Sales Receipt. You have to check your bidder number, all the details that you used to register for the auction. Mine are correct. And then this lower part is the main part, is what we're gonna zero in because it has your bidder number. It has the sale. Ours was the 2023 sale. It has the lot number which you bidded on. The lot number here is 6542. The property number, which is the GIS number, is right there as well. The address, that's like the Google address, the postal address, the city, of course, and the zip code, and a brief legal description just to confirm that it's the actual parcel which you bidded on. Winning bid $500. So for me, I only won in the entire auction. I only won one parcel, which is this one. I won it at $500. If you had more, they're gonna be listed below this one, and then the grand total will be right here. So for me, the total amount bid was 500. But if you note, it says total amount due is $0. Why is that? You read this sentence that says this amount is $500 less than the total bid, your registration fee. So if you remember, whenever we were registering, $500 out of that registration fee was going to be towards whatever you were going to win, and then you pay up the difference. But since what I won was worth $500, so that 500 was just simply applied to my bid, and that's why the total is zero. However, if you are one of those people who did not win anything in the bid, that 500 will just be refunded back to you.
Make sure you pay according to the instructions.
If you want to know the exact instructions of how to pay up your bid, they're on your receipt. Look at it right here. It says, I hereby agree to pay for the amount due by 5/15/2023, 4 p.m. at the Lake County Auditor's Tax Sale Department by cash, cashier's check, certified check, or bank wire transfer or bank money order. I understand that if I fail to pay this amount by the said date and the said time, my bid will be lost, and I will be obligated to pay a penalty equal to 25% of the total bid amount due. And a rejection of my bid is provided in, it says there where the that provision is. Look at that. I also understand that I will be ineligible to be a bidder or a buyer in the future, any future tax certificate sales. In addition, the Lake County prosecuting attorney may initiate legal action against me in the name of the state treasurer to collect the 25% penalty. So that means that it's very important to read and be very clear on what these instructions are and make sure that you get them done within the time set. So uh, remember that they have said that you can pay it in cash. You can pay it by cashier's check. You can pay it by certified check, bank wire, or a bank money order. Note that it did not say that you can pay it with a credit card or any other like ACH instruction or Zelle or any other. So don't attempt to pay the way they have not instructed. So just make sure that you have all these ready: a cashier's check, a certified check, a bank wire transfer, bank money order. So for if you are in a different place, like if you are geographically far away, the bank wire would be the best bet for you. Remember, whatever payment option that you use, it has to be in the office on the said date by the said time. That way you'll be safe from all these penalties and being barred from future sales.
While we're on the topic of payment, it's important to note that it's the person or entity that registered, the one that's supposed to make the payment. You can't make payment on behalf of someone else unless you're legally able to act on behalf of that person. So for example, you can't say that, okay, if the bid that you're bidding is $500. So I say, okay, we are 5 siblings or we are 5 friends. Each of us is going to contribute 100, 100, 100, 100. And then one of us is just going to pay the 500 on behalf of the rest. That is not allowed because of the legal implications of it. Land is property, and property has to be correctly and legally assigned to the owner. So the person who is paying has to be the person who was registered. So that's also very important to note. So make sure if you registered as an individual, you as the individual make that payment. So if it's like, for example, a wire transfer, it has to come from a bank account showing your name to the county commissioner, so that the name that will go on the title is going to be your name. If it was an investment group, then the money will come from the investment group's bank account to the county commissioner. And that way, on the title, the name that's going to appear there as the owner of the property is the investment group, not like a single person or anything like that. That is also very important to note.
From there, get a title agent and a lawyer. They will help you get your paperwork done.
The instructions do change every now and again, so it's very important to familiarize yourself with what the procedures are at that particular time. But like for me, for this one, the instructions were like within 90 days. I should have already done the title search, and I should have issued the notices to the owners of the units that I have won in the bid to let them know that these units of theirs are going to be transferred from their name to my name. And I had 90 days to do all of that. So I was like on a time crunch. So within that time, I needed to have found a title agent to do my title search for me to make sure that the legal owners are the actual people that are listed. And then I had to find a lawyer who is going to do the whole process of sending out the instructions according to the procedures, according to the legal procedures. On my part, because I didn't know anybody down that side, I had to use Google. So I had to narrow the zip code, the zip code of the area around where the unit which I won in the bid. And then I Googled, I searched for title agents, I searched for lawyers, I sent them emails, like the list of those who came up. I sent them emails asking them how much do they charge for these services, and eventually I was able to narrow down to a very good title agent and a lawyer who were able to help me throughout the process. So because I was doing it from a distance, even the contracts that we signed them digitally. Even the payments that I made them online, and I really am grateful for the internet because it helped me to get all these things done.
Meanwhile, wait out the redemption times.
So the redemption period is the time when the current owners of the property, together with anybody else who has an interest in that property, like for example the bank, if it has a mortgage, anything like that, they're told that this property is about to go to exchange hands, to get a new owner through the tax lien process. So if you're interested, you better pay up. You better pay up all the delinquent taxes, and you better pay up any penalties, anything that is due to clear this title so that it can revert to your name, so that it doesn't go to the other person who has bidded on it in the tax sale. So that is the work of the redemption period. And it has to be done in a very specific format. The notices have to be given within the stipulated timelines. The notices have to have the exact clauses that are needed. That's why it's very important to have a lawyer do this for you. If you are well versed in how to do it, you can try and do it yourself. There's no legal requirement for there to be a lawyer, but it's highly advised that you have a lawyer do that for you. So that's what the redemption period is all about. If the person of that house that you have bidded, if the person decide to redeem it, so they're going to pay up the back taxes, they're going to pay up everything that is due to the county, and they're also going to refund you the amount that you put down for the bid. They're going to refund you all the expenses that you incurred during this whole process, and they're going to pay the penalty. So you're not going to lose your money. If the person decides to redeem their property, you still get your money back plus an interest, because for them it will be a penalty on them. Alternatively, if the person does not, they decide they're going to forfeit their property, then the process will go on to the court, and then the court is going to do now their own process of legally transferring the title ownership from the former owners to you.
If you did it when any bitch, don't worry. There's always a next time.
The thing is that Lake County, they hold their sales twice in a year. They have a spring sale, and they also have a fall sale. So if you aren't able to get anything in the spring sale, you can always target the fall sale. Make sure you look through, why didn't you win any bids? Like I remember me, for the first day, I didn't win the bid because I missed out on the time zone. Like the house that I was targeting, the time that it was being bidded on, I wasn't online at that time, so I couldn't make the bid. So just make sure you check. And sometimes you can find that you didn't win the bid because the house that you were targeting, maybe you didn't know, but other many people were also targeting it. So the bid amount, the price went higher than what you could have afforded. So you just let that one go, because I know that happened to me as well. One of the houses that I really wanted, but I was outbid by other bidders. So in that case, you can just either rethink your strategy. You can decide to save up more so that you can have your own amount that you can outbid someone else within between now and the time for the next bid. You can look through, because all the units that have not been bidded on, they will all appear in the next bid. So look through them again, see the ones which you want, try to come up with a strategy for how you're going to win them the next time.
Prepare ahead.
ahead.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe.